everyone, welcome to Morning Laziness. This is Nilima KS and today we are bringing to you an interview session with Miss Jeannie Marrugo. Morning Laziness online magazine dedicated to women. It showcases various articles, personal life stories and interview sessions on different matters concerning women. And today our interview, Miss Jeannie happens to be the co-founder of Café Baby. Now, before going to the interview session, if you haven't yet checked out our latest NFT collection, Women in Metaverse, please do check out and grab your favorite meta character from OpenSea. So, hello, Jeannie.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Right. So, since you're on board with Morning Laziness, how do you normally begin your day?
So I normally am out of bed by either 5:10 or 5:30 a.m. depending on how early my gym class is. So I get up, I go to the gym. I either go to like a high intensity interval training class or a spin class. Then I come home, get in the shower, and then get my kids up and ready and off to school. So it's a rush there for the first few hours.
Right. So what made you smile today?
My gym teacher actually made me smile today. She is just hilarious. She always brings really great energy to the class. So yeah, she makes me smile multiple times while I'm working out, which is great.
Mm-hmm. Now, what are some nutritional guidelines that you would perhaps like to share or recommend with our women readers?
Yeah, so I wanted to begin this by telling or sharing something that my OBGYN told me when I was in my 20s. I'm no longer in my 20s, unfortunately, but I remember she told me when you hit your 30s, your ovaries start working differently and you're just going to start accumulating all this belly fat. And I am feeling that. So I've been trying to be really cognizant about my sugar intake and also what I'm drinking, because it's so easy to drink your calories through the day. So I've always been a pretty heavy Diet Coke drinker. So which I know Diet Coke doesn't have any calories, but I think it makes you eat more. So I've been trying to not drink Diet Coke. I switched over to LaCroix, which I love, and then just trying to drink more water. So that's really been helping lately.
That's great. What is your favorite baby food recipe?
So we have a sweet potato stew that I absolutely love. So we worked with an African-American chef here in Indianapolis last year for our fall menu, and she came up with this wonderful sweet potato stew recipe. So it's sweet potato, onion, ginger, turmeric, and a couple other different things, but it's very warming, and the ginger just adds this wonderful aftertaste. So we puree that into a baby food form, and it's been a hit. So I really love that recipe.
That sounds great. So
Yeah.
what is the goal you have set to achieve by the end of this day?
To play my guitar. I am very active on our music team at church, and I'm trying to learn the guitar so I can play and sing at the same time. So I'm going to play my guitar this afternoon.
That sounds great. Well, Now let's move to some questions about your professional life. So tell us about Café Baby.
So Café Baby is the next best thing to homemade baby food. So we prepare our baby food in small batches from fresh fruits and vegetables, and we puree it and we freeze it since we don't use chemicals or preservatives. So we have 3 age-based menus starting when a baby starts solids, and then we have a toddler finger foods menu, and then we have lactation cookies for breastfeeding moms.
Right. So what are some new initiatives you're planning to launch this year through your platform?
Yeah, so we are wanting to launch an affiliate program just so moms can get rewards for sharing Café Baby with their friends. And then we're also wanting to get into more grocery stores, and we've also started to get into hospitals and restaurants. So we're really going to try to expand on those initiatives that we've started.
That sounds brilliant. Well, so what exactly motivated you to build this platform? Was there a particular life moment, like say a life-turning moment where you thought, like, this is what I want to do in my life, and this is exactly what I want to contribute towards society?
Yeah, I wouldn't say there was like one light bulb moment, but I was a full-time architect. And when I was pregnant with my daughter, I knew I wanted to make her baby food, but I didn't have time to do it. I didn't want to spend more time in the kitchen making baby food. So the only other option I had was sitting on the grocery store shelf, and I didn't want to do that. So I started to think about a business that could make the food and bring it to my doorstep. And my mom and I have always wanted to start something. So I was like, hey, Mom, what do you think about baby food? And she's like, yeah, I think that could work. So we learned how to start a food business and started in a commercial kitchen, and the rest is history.
Mhm. Right. So, what are your goals for Café Baby in the next 10 years?
We are really trying to make Café Baby a household name, and really get in the trenches with parents as they're raising their little babies. So we're wanting to expand our online presence, our grocery store presence, and just make it as easy as possible for parents to buy Café Baby.
Right. Now, as a female entrepreneur, what were some challenges you found while building this platform?
Oh my gosh, so many. A big challenge for us has been trying to get funding as a female business owner. Um, so I just think that sometimes it's harder for women to get funding for their business. So we've been trying to wade through that. And also just like dealing with the responsibilities that a woman has in life and trying to build this business at the same time has been very challenging. And I have a wonderfully supportive husband, but it's still very challenging to do all the things that a mom has to do while building the business at the same time.
Well, that's so true. Since you became an entrepreneur after becoming a mother, so handling the kid and handling the home thing and your work life and starting a new business might have been challenging, but it seems you were very motivated towards this goal.
Yeah.
Right. So now tell us about the lactation cookies. How nutritious is it for the babies?
So the lactation cookies are actually for the mom. Those are they have what we call galactagogues. So those are a natural ingredient that a breastfeeding mom can use to increase her milk supply. So they have brewer's yeast, oatmeal, and flaxseed. And so we tell moms if they need just a little boost in their breast milk supply to have one cookie a day, and if they need a big boost to have two. And I mean, we've been able to help thousands of moms in their breastfeeding journey with our cookies. So we're really happy about that.
That sounds great. Now tell us about your solid starter pack.
Our solid starter pack is designed for a baby to start solids. So when it's time for your baby to start eating solids, it's very, very overwhelming for the parent, especially if they've never done it before. So a parent can purchase our solid starter pack. It comes with a guide with just tips on how to start baby on solids. And then they have our containers of baby food from our Spoonies menu. So that's our 4 to 6 months menu. It's a single ingredient, it's pureed to a very thin consistency. And then the parents can just pull them out of the freezer and thaw them as they need them. So they really don't have to think, it's just in the freezer ready for them to use it.
Right. Now, what makes Caf Baby different from other baby food brands in the market?
Yeah, so commercially processed baby food is cooked at really high temperatures, so it can sit on the shelf for 2 years at the grocery store. And in turn, it cooks out the nutrients and really everything that babies need to thrive and develop. So our food is prepared in small batches. We do all of the peeling, chopping, everything that you would do at home. And then we steam it to preserve those nutrients. We puree it and we freeze it. If you get on our homepage, you can see like a commercially processed green bean puree and our green bean puree, and it's like gray green beans and vibrant green beans. So everything's different: the texture, the smell, the taste, everything. So it's basically, it has everything intact the baby needs.
Right. Now, lastly, what do you think this world needs the most?
I was thinking about that when I read that question. I think that everybody needs more kindness and generosity. My daughter and I had something awesome happen to us this weekend. We were selling Girl Scout cookies outside in 20-degree weather. It was miserable. And this man and his probably 13-year-old daughter walked up to us, and he's like, you guys do not need to be standing out here. Like, how many more cookies do you have to sell? And we counted all of them, and I think we had probably 40 cookies left. And he said, I'll take all of them. You guys do not need to be out here. So he handed me $150 and took our cookies, and we were able to go home. So his generosity, like it's been 4 days and I'm still just like blown away by it. So just the fact that he cared that we were standing out there in 20-degree weather is just amazing. So everybody needs more of that.
Oh, that's a very cute piece that you had that you had been willing to share with us today. It was something really generous.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Right. You know, at times some strangers, they come at you random and then they just do a great act of kindness, and then you be like so blown away, like how did it happen? How did he came over here? And I just feel like it's a footprint of God, of the Almighty, for the hard work we have been doing. Right. So on that beautiful note, we come to the end of this interview session. Thank you so much for joining us today. I had a great time talking to you. And thank you, audience. Hope you had a good time with us today too.
Thank you so much for having me.